tell people no. I think one of the biggest problems in my life is I just want to make other people happy. I've become comfortable there, but also very uncomfortable there. And that is what's pushing me to this screen in some ways. I didn't realize I was hiding for so long. Reading this book is completely reframing how I viewed a lot of my life, and that's taken a lot. Easier to tell someone yes, make them happy, and then hide my real feelings and go drink or go do whatever I did to get myself right so I could keep the yes to keep them happy. And that whole process is breaking down, and it's not pretty, certainly not at work. There you get promoted for being one who jumps through the most hoops and will suck the most dick, proverbially speaking, but it's true. They're not promoting yes men, they're promoting whores. Male whores, generally. Some females, but what I mean by that is they're just willing to say yes and do whatever for the money. That's what it's about. When someone tells you yes, even when they feel a no, it's for the money and the job, and the boss has to get it done, so you have to say yes, and that's that. And these store managers are trained to always want a yes and expect a yes and get it done. And so you're just supposed to be motivated because your boss wants you to do it, or the district manager wants you to do it if he's not enough. Well, Kyle wants you to do it. Why do I care? And why does the district manager care what a single associate is doing in a single store? It's concerning to me. Doesn't he have more to do? This is what he's doing with his time, and it's really what they're doing. They're coming up with these weird little like merchandising pods ideas that are pretty lame. I would love to put my mind into it. I could come up with probably some cool ones, but again, I'm not motivated because I'm not motivated by just being told to do something to do it, and I'm frustrated with myself. I miss my ability to say yes, and I miss my ability to say yes and make them happy, even when it doesn't make me happy. And taking that baton and taking it from them, the power I've given them, make me happy, or your happiness is my happiness. It's such a subservient thing. And I'm taking it back and going, no, sorry, my happiness is my happiness, and you have to actually talk to me or engage with me or want to build a relationship, and you find there's just nothing there, which is fine. But and it's not necessarily how business is supposed to work, and I do understand that, and I guess this is it's a safe place to burn the bridge that way. That's really why I'm there. And it's also a place I realized to get a piece of my soul back. A long time ago, I read a book by Carolyn Myss that talked about getting a piece of your soul back through your life. It's kind of like your journey. That her theory was kind of like all these souls were split while you were here, or your soul was split while you were here, and you kind of got a piece back as you went through your journey, and then when you were whole, that's kind of when you're ready to go home. And I felt something like that. I don't know if it's getting a piece of my soul back, but I've been through certain events with certain people that drug on or something happened. And then there was an event that seemed like it would inflame all the old stuff like it used to. And instead, the whole thing changed. And I realized like my engagement with the situation completely changed. And I felt like I got a piece of myself back, like I got what I came to that situation for. And then it was over. It was time to move on. It was like this guy, I met him at a bar. I was in love with him instantly. I don't know why. Turned out not to be a good guy. He was married with a pregnant wife who was a cop. Pretended to love me, and it was just this really sad situation, but I couldn't get him out of my heart. And there wasn't any reason really I had feelings for him because we'd never really dated or hung out. It was now having studied a lot more spirituality, that's probably why it drove me to that. We probably have some other connection. Anyway, over the years, or over a couple of years, we would briefly get in touch, and it could get hot and heavy at times, and then it would end. He was probably doing that with plenty of people, right? I wasn't the only one, I'm sure. But it felt like I was the only one. But anyway, I flew him out to LA when I was in my really dark time, and I thought we were going to get back together, and it was going to be this great thing. And he came out, and he turned out to be a beast. He was not the same person I had known a couple years before, and had degraded and was violent and dangerous. And I realized I had a violent, dangerous man that I had flown out for a week in this house. And anyway, we got through it. But it was very interesting because I had never been able to get him out of my system. And then at the very end, when he went to go leave, he did something else asinine, pitching some kind of tantrum, and it was just really bad. And when he left,
I didn't feel anything anymore. He was afraid of flying, so it was nice to him to get him home on the plane. And then when he got there, I was done. I was done. It was nothing else. And I remember my therapist at the time thought I was going to be crushed because I was going through something else really difficult. And I was like, no, not at all. Actually, it's over. And that's when I learned that I'm here to get something from these situations. And when you leave prematurely, you have to repeat them. So I've been in the same work scenario for a little while now, and I can't leave till I get what I'm here for. And I can feel I'm close because I'm not as afraid of my boss now. And that's what it is. Instead of being afraid of something big happening, like losing that person or being fired or that worst case scenario you're afraid of, it sort of shows up and suddenly it doesn't own you anymore. And going forward, those situations don't own you the same way anymore. Old fears show up. Everything lingers. But there's a shift in the scenario. And that's happening for me now. And there's a piece of me that doesn't want to let go of saying yes because of what it got me. And I don't know how to please people without that, I'm realizing. Without giving up my happy. I don't know how to have a relationship with others. I don't think I'm lovable that way. And I don't expect people to love me without me giving them something like a obligation or a doing something for them. And I know I'm not alone there. But I didn't realize I felt that way till I said it. And that's what I was looking for, because that isn't going to work. That belief isn't going to work going forward. I get to be lovable, and my husband has started telling me lately a lot, you're really easy to love, Emily. And I didn't get why he was telling me that, but it's been on my mind more, and it's hitting me more, and thank you, because this video helped me get there. I think I'm difficult to love, so I just save people the experience, kind of like I'm bad for people or bad, like poison ivy. I hurt people, so don't care from the get-go, and let me help you not. It's a form of hostile hiding now. Now I have a word for it. A bit. It's not really hostile. I don't really have a hostile style. Well, I do. I've got to get writing. That's what I needed. Thank